Pregnancy and breastfeeding are a very exciting but potentially vulnerable time in a woman's life, particularly if the woman requires medication for a chronic condition such as HIV. Since 2014 at the Infectious Diseases Institute in Kampala, we've been investigating antiretroviral transfer from mother to breastfed infant. And what we've found is that although the drugs do transfer in small amounts to the infant, this is not in sufficient amount to be harmful. And in fact, the biggest threat to the health of both mother and baby would be if she doesn't take her medication as prescribed. During some public engagement activities in World Breastfeeding Week in 2019, we came to appreciate that almost every community does have concerns about medication use in breastfeeding and that these might differ from setting to setting. And it was from this that we developed this public involvement project with the short title of It Takes a Village. What we aimed to do, using Hoima district as an exemplar, was to use the local expertise and networks of village health team workers to determine the priorities of their communities, and from that to be able to design some very tailored resources for youth in such communities. And we proposed this study to be in 2 phases as shown in figure 1. We're currently at the start of the 2nd phase. So the first thing we did, and these were in the days just before the pandemic, we went to Hoima district and hosted an interactive workshop with 20 village health team workers, where we gave them some basic education and training and shared with them the resources we'd already developed through World Breastfeeding Week. And from that, we sent them out into the communities and they did 50 household visits and gained feedback on the materials we had. And the concerns of the communities could be actually grouped into certain themes as shown in figure 2. So interestingly, rather than lots of questions about the research itself, the communities wanted more basic information about breastfeeding and early infant nutrition. Concerns were raised about adherence and how to support adherence, and particular barriers to adherence that were raised included lack of male partner involvement and also concerns about stigma, different issues of disclosure and potentially gender-based violence. It was also fed back that people wanted pictures. They wanted pictures of people that looked like themselves, whether that be as a cartoon or a photograph. So what we've done is we've developed a suite of materials, including paired photographs and cartoons for different scenarios, some of which are shown in figure 4, as well as some simplified and slightly more detailed written information for the VHTs to use as a kind of job aid. And the next phase of the project will involve returning to Hoima with near final drafts of the materials we've developed. Then we'll send them back out into the communities, gain further feedback, do any final corrections, and then we have our finalised suite of resources which complement materials already available from the Ministry of Health. The VHTs have been very happy about the project, very engaged, and it seems very acceptable at community level. And I believe this is a very useful paradigm for future public engagement and involvement work at community level in Uganda. If you have any further questions, please do feel free to email me. My email is on the title slide, and thank you very much for your attention.